It feels like we're breaking up.
Do you want to stay on the show?
Not necessarily, no.
After more than a decade on Teen Mom 2, star Kailyn Lowry is leaving the show, but why did the not-so-teen mom make the choice to move on after 11 years on the show?
I want to share that part. I want to share all of it with you guys, but it makes me nervous.
Kail would say she quit, but MTV executive producer Lowry might say otherwise. During her statement on the reunion show, Kailyn told Dr. Drew Pinsky and Nessa that it was time for her to do different things.
I think that I need to move on. I need to do my own thing.
This is like a breakup right now.
I think I'm ready. I think that we just should part ways. I think this should be the end.
However, it looks like exec Larry Musnick may have actually fired her.
MTV's gonna fire me after this.
It came to a point on the show where Lowry said she felt as though she was being treated differently than the other moms on the show, and producers were forcing her to talk about her children's fathers.
I don't want to give you stuff that I'm doing. I'm not respected in the same way as them. Like, come on now.
Lowry tried to ease the situation, but the two exchanged some choice words. Kailyn told him she makes more money on her podcast than being on Teen Mom.
I make more money podcasting than I do on Teen Mom.
Don't forget, this show made it possible.
Lowry said he was proud of her success, but the reality show made it all happen. Fans first met Kailyn during 16 and Pregnant back in 2009.
I'm Kailyn. I'm a high school senior from Nazareth, Pennsylvania.
The following year, she continued to document her motherhood journey when Teen Mom 2 premiered. Since then, viewers have watched her raise 12-year-old Isaac with ex Joe Rivera, 8-year-old Lincoln with ex Jabby, and Lux 4 and 21-month-old Creed with ex Chris Lopez. In an interview with E! News Daily Pop, Kailyn expanded on her reasons for leaving Teen Mom 2 behind and what's next for her family.
I decided it was time for me to move on. I didn't feel like the show aligned with the goals that I have anymore. I really want to focus on my businesses, obviously my kids.
She didn't say what exactly the clash in goals was, but just that it was time for her to move on.
I hope everything kind of just gets better from here.
During her time on Teen Mom 2, Kailyn launched 3 podcasts: Coffee Convos with Lindsay Chrisley, Baby Mama's No Drama with V. Rivera, and Barely Famous. She also spearheaded Killer Podcast Network, where she aims to help other people start their own shows and brands. Her decision to leave the franchise could just be that she is older now with 4 kids and trying to find the right balance with all of her business endeavors. And there is no shame in that game, that's for sure, especially if the podcasts are making her more money, like she had said. It also may not be a coincidence that her decision to part ways from the show came after her ex Chris Lopez joined the cast. After news of Chris's contract on the show swirled in August, Kailyn addressed the situation on Instagram Live Q&A. When one fan asked, "Are you upset Chris signed to be on Teen Mom, or are you unbothered?" Kailyn replied that she doesn't care what Chris does. She said she cared the most about how it was handled and how she found out about it, and the lack of respect the producers have for her after nearly 12 years on the show. Kailyn and Chris had a very rocky relationship, with Kailyn allegedly filing a protection order against Chris after abuse allegations. Their relationship remains complicated, so we can understand why him being cast on the show might rub her the wrong way. Amid talk that producers are planning to combine cast members from all Teen Mom versions into one super crossover series, Kailyn claimed that she had been asked to appear on the program but has no interest in doing so. However, Kailyn has joked to the producers that she would be willing to do her own spinoff show. On her podcast Barely Famous, she told blogger Perez Hilton that she personally feels like she has enough going on to do her own show. She said, "I want to tell my story with the whole picture painted. I don't want parts of it to air so people can fill in their blanks."
It's time to talk to Brianna.
The feud between the two moms gets messy and complicated, but that could be exactly why Kailyn decided to leave it all behind her. We will try to break it down the best we can. The mom of 4 has been dealing with a lawsuit that she filed against Briana Dejesus. The case was dismissed in Brianna's favor. Dejesus was seen throwing an elaborate victory party when the case was closed. To make matters even worse, Brianna decided to make an appearance on Chris's podcast, ruffling feathers even more.
How did you feel about Chris asking Brianna to be on his podcast?
The people that you've been in a relationship with can betray you.
With all this drama, I would want to bounce from the show too. She also revealed that she didn't feel that she was offered enough money to film more episodes, which was part of her reason for leaving. Why am I going to take a pay cut to do the same amount of work and also not be able to tell my story with full transparency? I want to do that, despite what other people may say. And not just the money. The star pointed out the falling ratings. She noted that every reality show eventually comes to a point where it runs its course. They later spoke spoke about the upcoming combined show, and Hilton asked if she planned to appear in it. Lowry answered she doesn't want to participate in the rumored show, but claims she congratulated the producers when they called her and asked her to join. So, in all, even though fans would love for her to stay, it seems like Kailyn has her mind made up, and she's ready to move on and close this chapter in her life.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys.
Do you think Kailyn quit or got fired? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe to The Things Reality for all the latest reality TV news and gossip.